No, I think it's been excellent, Jenny. I'm actually a big fan of this best-of-7 format. I think it's definitely unique. I like the way the games are a little bit shorter, but adding the games, the additional games to get up to 7 games keeps the match duration fairly reasonable. Also, another aspect that I've been really pleasantly surprised with is this whole power play thing. Initially, when I was reading through the rules, it didn't really get my juices flowing, but seeing it in person, I think it adds a really exciting tactical aspect that the players can play on.
Absolutely, I think the players, Great Len, are still getting to grasps with it. The higher ranked player, I feel it is, you know, potentially a bit of a leveler. Oh, she's managed somehow to get scamper across the court. Her height helped her there in terms of getting out of the way of the ball. Naylor not reading it early enough. Here we go, Christoph.
Activated a power play. 5-4.
Well, and this is what I love about the power play, because we've put a fairly defensive situation for Naylor now into a potentially attacking situation. So a lot of drama here, Jen.
Exactly. I think there should be some sirens, maybe. I think that could be added to the red flashing lights. And just the ferocity of the hitting stepped up a notch. As we've seen, all the power plays, intensity just steps up a bit. So it was a good call from Team Europe and Naylor Gillis. 2 errors proving extremely costly.
I think in general our women's program in the States has always been pretty good. Or to be fair, our junior women's program in the States has always been pretty good. And I think culturally, one of the things that gives us a little bit of advantage is, in general, there's a lot of equality between men and women's sports and at the youth level. So a lot of
she's found the winner at the front.
6.
We're into a sudden death rally. Lovely drop. That's a 6-all. Used her power play wisely. Oh.
7-6. Game to Europe.
Couldn't quite get the racket on that one. Slightly scrappy finish, but again, a bit more attacking on the forehand side. But she's definitely got a lot of weapons that she can use to get herself up the rankings even higher. It's nice. She was on it, read it.
3-all.
I do like a racket swirl.
A power play. 5-3.
So her last power play. She wins this, she's 3-love up. Oh no, that's got to be hurtful, that, Chris. One-shot rally, losing your power play.
Yeah, that's a very cheeky one as well, with a straight drop off the serve.
6-5. Game ball.
Well, again, at the business end of these games is the high-ranked woman.
Well,
I
here
could
we go,
eat my
Jen.
words. I could be eating my words.
Here we go. We've got another power play.
6-5. Game ball.
I must say, I'm not sure 2's enough. We might need a few more.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Oh, she's got the bounce. She's got the bounce.
Game.
She gives it the apology after the celebration.
Europe lead 2
Yeah,
games
very
to
genuine
1.
apology,
Very
that one.
genuine.
Europe leads 2 games to 1. USA to serve. Love all.
So an important third game that was for Olivia. Obviously the men's match is to follow, which will be between Frenchman Sébastien Bonmalé, 38 in the world, against American Timothy Brownell, 62 in the world. So Bonmalé the favourite there, which means Olivia needs to get as many points and games as she can in this first string match.
She's been very good taking the ball in short cross court, Olivia, tonight.
She does enjoy that. It's quite hard to read because she plays it late. A lot of expats, some nice clubs. Play. Say you hit a roller, flat rolling nick, you can get an extra power play, something like that.
There you go. I think the only issue I see with that is what's the definition of a flat roller?
True,
I mean,
who decides that?
But I think, but it definitely.
7-6.
There.
7-5.
There you
That's
go.
one.
To Europe. Europe.
And I want a siren with that as well. I want a
Yeah.
power play and a siren. I think we
Well-
ended up just picking whichever was our highest ranked player in that draw for the PSA event that was available to play this week as
Right.
well.
Oh, it's lovely squash. Managed to stay in front of Gillis, put the pressure on with the hitting, and then lovely finish into the neck. Back to 4-all.
See, this is where it would be great if there were a few more power plays available. I guess another option could be a bit like we do with the video review, is if you use the power play and you win it, you keep it maybe.
Yeah. You could get through a game pretty quickly with that, couldn't you? I think that this is why events like this are good, getting feedback afterwards from players, spectators. It's a lovely lift, it's great stuff.
5-4.
Yeah, I just know I've been really pleasantly surprised, you know. I was somewhat.
Lovely lob. She finishes it off well, lovely
7-5.
combo, the lift from the front.
Match 2.
Good width on the
Europe.
cross court. Nayla's not quite aware that she's won the match,
3
but that she has.
4 games to 1.
And there Chris has managed to get down there pretty quickly to interview our winner.
Yeah, it's good touch there from the American. Lovely hands in that front backhand corner. Nice and short. Well, he obviously went for it, went for the nick, and just slightly misjudged it. Ball was quite high on the side wall. Backfired. Certainly found it now, and you were talking about his athleticism there, Chris. That movement into the front backhand was a great demonstration of that. So the first game ball goes to Team Europe. After trailing 5-love, this would be the ultimate turnaround.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting we didn't see Brownell use his power play. We've seen a lot of players opt for the power play when they're 5-7, 5-6 down.
7-5.
True, yeah. It would have been a good time to use it, I think, Chris, especially given that it just lost 5 points on the bounce, but well, it was a strange way that the scoreboard unfolded in that first game, Chris, and Timothy Brownell must have been asking himself how he managed to let a lead like that slip. I mean, obviously, we spoke about the quality of his opponent. Is slightly beyond his control, but having said that, do you think he would feel a little bit frustrated with that, Chris?
No, absolutely. I think anyone would. He was in total control there, and he looked very relaxed, and it wasn't particularly like he did a lot wrong. It was more just he didn't do enough right to keep creating that kind of pressure on Bonmalay, and Bonmalay started really flowing, and there you see it. You know, things started just bouncing Bonmalay's way. Also faulting one ball. She was pretty convinced that she didn't fault, but either way it was deemed a fault. So we don't see many of them, and much less both from the same teammate.
Yeah, it's you're right. It's very unusual to see a professional player serve out.
Yeah, I'm just quite curious if in the 30-minute practice that Team Europe has tomorrow morning, if we're going to see both of them out there with buckets with a bucket of balls just hitting serves, tennis style.
Yeah. I used to have to do 10 press-ups if I served out, Chris.
Oh wow, that was at Pontefract with Malcolm Wilstrop, right?
That's a great lift. Fantastic use of the lob. There's not much finer as a squash purist seeing somebody play a lob winner. Little return.
Well, here
Power play.
Europe, 5-2, game ball.
And I have a lot of time of day for this because Bonmalay's seemed pretty much in control, so why not back yourself?
Yeah.
Just get this done with a little quicker.
Oh, it's a lovely finish. Great finish. It was kind of a little bit of an awkward angle, but he managed to improvise with his wrist there and just managed to direct that ball across into the nick. Great way to finish. Great.
Yeah, but I do agree with the point you were trying to make that Sebastian Bonmalay probably wants to crack on. He doesn't really need the time between games. But it doesn't look like it's hurt him. He seems like he
Quite often, I'm sure you will agree, Chris, as a player, it's when you're sort of in control and you take your foot off the gas, getting your foot back on the gas is not quite as easy as it sounds sometimes, especially if your opponent's improving with each rally as well. No,
absolutely. And Sebastian Bonmalay is exactly the kind of player you do not want to take your foot off the gas against. And he's exactly the kind of player that could potentially have a bit of a slow start, and it means absolutely nothing because physically he's prepared to do the extra work running-wise to get himself back in the game.
That's a lovely touch there. Just feathered the ball in from high on the forehand. Stays super short.
And the Indian Ocean produces a squash legend in Thierry Lincu and one of the upcoming young talents of this generation in Sebastian Bonmalay.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. Well, that's a poor error, really.
7-2.
And it's 6-2 down.
Europe
That is the
leads
last thing that I would have wanted.
3 games to love.
Interestingly, Timothy Brownell's not used either of his power plays yet. He could be running out of time. What do you think, Chris? Would you start to consider sticking a couple in there now to try and just get a little bit of momentum?
Yeah, I think he needs to do one of two things. If he needs to try and really push up the court and really compete with Bonmalay up on that tee position. And if he can get a lead of a point or two, he needs to just throw a power play in there to just mix things up, you know?
Yeah. You want to be doing it on the back of some quality rallies, and you know, feeling that you're getting into this.
And if he goes say 4-2 down here, he needs to chuck a power play in just to keep it.
Using his power play if he went 4-3, so the score is definitely correct. However, if Bonmalay wins this point, he'll go 6-3. I think regardless of the outcome of this point, Chris, Brownell's got to use his power play in this next rally, you'd think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just get it in there, you know? We need to spice things up.
That's a nice volley. Oh, he's clipped the top of the 10.
Hand out. 4-all.
Yes, here we go.
USA has activated a power play.
Austin Bonmalay. He had to use it, didn't he? Yeah.
USA
Had to use it, had to use it.
Hand out. 6-5. Match ball, game ball.
Well, here we go, Paul.
So, one rally shootout, match ball, game ball.
Ooh, he almost got another sidewall nick there.
So it's Timothy Brownell managed to win that golden point
Europe leads
at the end
3 games to
of
1.
that 4th game. Great finish.
Left.
That was a super
5
positive
love.
backhand volley drop there from the American.
Two, 5.
Well, it's some tremendous retrieving from Bonmalay to stay in this rally.
Yeah, there really is. Brownell's inflicting a huge amount of pressure there.
7-3. Game to USA.
Very positive game there from the American.
Not that he necessarily needs it, it's just a way to stop the momentum of Brownell slightly.
Yeah, going 3-love down on a stroke as well would have stung a little bit, I think.
Oh, that's classy. Very gentle.
Hand out. 1-2.
Clever, really clever. Looked like he had no option there but to just nudge the ball straight, and he's managed to snap his wrist and
come right off the frame.
Yeah, it's fair to say there was a bit of fortune in that one. Well, the second time of asking, Timothy Brownell secures that 6th game. A miscued drop shot.
Yeah, well, either way, it was impressive. I think he's going to claim that was tactical genius.
Yeah. And what better time to find some tactical genius. 3-all, 3-all on the scoreboard. Every point is like gold dust now. Oh, lovely finish there.
Hand out, 4-3.
Casual as you like.
He seemed to lost his way for a bit, but you're starting to feel like he's gotten the quality of his hitting up again.
While the finishing line's in sight. What a lift. Oh, can you believe it? What a time to find that. That ball just rolled flat out of the back wall, Nick. Jim Bonman late, but he now finds himself with 3 match balls to wrap things up. Yeah, that's a great finish.
7-3.
A great finish and a great effort from Timothy Brownell there. Really dug deep to turn that match around. It looked like it was running away from him after 3 games. Found a way to sneak the 4th. And then force that 7th and deciding game, but very strong looking Sebastian Bonmalé there at the end. Finished in style.